Governor Blagojevich is arrested, accused of auctioning Barack Obama's Senate seat to the highest bidder.
Community activist, friend, and supporter to many, we say goodbye tonight to Peoria's own Percy Baker.
Tonight, devastating news for more than 100 Heart of Illinois workers as a local factory announces a big layoff. Today, President Bush arrives in Peoria. In fact, he's coming in right now. Embattled Senate appointee Roland Burris is embraced by Senate leaders. But will he get Barack Obama's seat?
This is HOI 19 News at 5. Accurate, balanced, to the point.
Governor Blagojevich is arrested, accused of auctioning Barack Obama's Senate seat to the highest bidder.
It's a very sad day for Illinois government. Governor Blagojevich has taken us to a truly new low.
This wiretap, I can tell you from the FBI agents that participated in this wiretap investigation, were thoroughly disgusted and revolted by what they heard. And I think even the most cynical agents in our office were shocked.
The allegations come less than 24 hours after denying any wrongdoing.
I don't care whether you tape me privately or publicly. I can tell you that whatever I say is always lawful, and the things I'm interested in doing are always lawful.
Good evening. I'm Tim McGinnis. Jen has the night off. We've been following the story all day. Governor Rod Blagojevich arrested on federal corruption charges for allegedly trying to sell the Senate seat left vacant by President-elect Barack Obama. Tonight, he stands accused of official corruption that the U.S. attorney calls, quote, staggering. ABC's Diana Alver has the very latest.
The extent of the alleged corruption at the hands of Illinois Governor Rod Blagojevich stunned even veteran investigators.
The conduct would make Lincoln roll over in his grave.
Blagojevich and his chief of staff, John Harris, were arrested Tuesday amid accusations they'd been caught on tape shaking down companies and colleagues in exchange for money and favors.
The most cynical behavior in all this, the most appalling, is the fact that Governor Blagojevich tried to sell the appointment to the Senate seat vacated by President-elect Obama. I've got this thing, and it's bleeping golden, and I'm just not giving it up for bleeping nothing.
Tuesday afternoon, the president-elect reacted to the arrests.
It's a sad day for Illinois. Beyond that, I don't think it's appropriate to comment.
Court documents also allege Blagojevich threatened to withhold state assistance to the Tribune Company in the sale of Wrigley Field unless it fired the editorial board of the Chicago Tribune, which has been critical of his administration.
Governor's words, quote, fire all those bleeping people, get them the bleep out of there, and get us some editorial support.
As recently as Monday, Blagojevich shrugged off reports he'd been wiretapped.
I think there's nothing but sunshine hanging over me. I should say if anybody wants to tape my conversations, go right ahead. Feel free to do it.
Diana Alvear, ABC News, Chicago.
So what does Illinois do now that the governor's been arrested? We called State Senator Bill Brady for his opinion.
It's another unfortunate black eye on Illinois politics and politicians. But the fact of the matter is we have to move forward. There's no question that the governor is going to be facing a full-time job defending himself, whether he's innocent or guilty. And for that reason, I'm calling on the governor to resign immediately.
Just because Blagojevich has been arrested does not mean he's no longer governor. He must resign or be impeached. So what's the process and who would take his place? We went to a local political professor for answers.
It would in some ways be in the state's best functioning interest if he were at least temporarily to step aside and let the acting governor govern. Now, the problem is, of course, Quinn and Blagojevich may differ on directions quite a bit.
And now that the governor is arrested, what will happen to the Senate seat that got him in so much trouble so far? Senator Dick Durbin says the people of Illinois should decide.
I think the Illinois General Assembly should enact a law as quickly as possible, calling for a special election to fill the Senate vacancy of Barack Obama. No appointment by this governor under these circumstances could produce a credible replacement.
So just who is Governor Blagojevich? Here's what we know. He was born in Chicago in 1956. Tomorrow, he will turn 52. Blagojevich is married and has 2 daughters. He was elected to the U.S. House of Representatives in 1997 and was elected governor in 2002. In 2006, he won a second term. Also in 2006, Illinois Attorney General Lisa Madigan said Blagojevich's administration was breaking the law by refusing to release subpoenas it received in a federal corruption probe. Another story we've been following closely is the fate of Pontiac's prison. Governor Blagojevich wants to close the prison because he says it will save the state money, but local leaders have been fighting to save it. Now that Blagojevich has been arrested, Pontiac Mayor Scott McCoy is more optimistic about the prison's future. McCoy released a statement saying there are now many new possibilities in saving Pontiac's prison. Blagojevich is the only one wanting to close our prison, regardless of all the reports, facts, studies, and recommendations. Hopefully, with him out of the picture, maybe others can look at the closure logically and see that it's not a good thing for our state. If we can remove the politics, we'll have a different outcome. Today, the first of a series of workshops was held for employees who will be jobless when the prison closes. Sources tell HOI 19 News the governor pressured a local agency into having the workshops after Pontiac Mayor Scott McCoy said he hadn't heard anything about the task force Blagojevich promised to help the town cope with the layoffs. We wanted to know what the people in the heart of Illinois think about the governor's arrest, so today we hit the streets and most people say they don't have much sympathy.
It's pretty bad, though. It makes us look pretty bad, especially with Governor George Ryan and now this, so that's good. Good thing Obama won.
I think that he needs to be somewhere besides where he's at. And I personally didn't think much of him to begin with, but now it's even worse.
You can tell us what you think about the governor's arrest on our website. We've set up a page with the very latest on the charges that Blagojevich is facing and everything that's happening as a result. You can even see PDF files of the affidavit that resulted in the arrest. Our website is the best way to stay connected to this story. Just log on to yourheartofillinois.com and click on Blagojevich Arrested. Well, we'll get to the rest of the day's news in just a minute, but first we need to talk about the weather.